Good afternoon once again, and thank you for coming to class today. So, today we are looking at system administrations under the topic of understanding the various career paths in tech. So, I've sent us the PowerPoint, and I expect that we should have one or two things to say if there's anyone who has actually taken out time to look at the PowerPoint. Has anyone taken out time to look at the PowerPoint?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so can you tell us anything you can say you understand about system administration or system administrator? So,
Okay, sir. Good afternoon.
good afternoon, great man.
Okay, so basically it's talking about an a person that makes sure the flow of it's a person that manages. It's basically all about controlling and making job role successful. That is, for example, now they manage the service. They create a platform whereby the system or the connectivity, everything is in check. The applications are working properly. There's no security breach and all, sir. So
Oh,
basically, that's what it's talking about.
thank you so much. If without even having a class or just going through the material, you are able to come up with this. It's really interesting because what system administration is all about is ensuring that the IT infrastructure as a whole works smoothly without any form of security breach. So ensuring that the IT infrastructure of a company, the IT infrastructure of a school, the IT infrastructure of an organization, the IT infrastructure of a house. There are some people that are very wealthy, and we have what we call a smart home today. So it's someone that is going to be managing the IT infrastructure. Okay, like you have things like Alexa that you just come in and you say, Alexa, can you turn on this server? Is somebody that is going to install the Alexa. Is somebody that is going to ensure that, okay, everything in an organization. So system administration encompasses the role of ensuring that the IT infrastructure of a company works effectively. Now, in other words, when we now say IT infrastructure does not even um, is not limited to just uh, hardwares or softwares alone. It's even talking about human, your system. You see some laptops, once you take it out of a company network, it can't work in any other network. It's a form of settings. So setting up individual users system. You see some company, when you get there, you can't just use your laptop. They already have a laptop map for you. So it is the work of the system administrator to ensure that everything in a company runs smoothly. So what are the things we want to look at? What is system administration? That is the first thing we want to look at. What is system administration? Number two, how how to become a system administrator. Then we look at some virtual aids. That's some uh, things that we need to see that will help us to understand system administration better. Then engaging the learners. Engaging the learners, then final tips. And so let's start with the definition. It says system administration involves the management and maintenance of computer systems, networks, and servers to ensure they function efficiently and securely. Now, it's one thing to function efficiently, it's another thing to ensure that they are secure. So, you see where security comes into play as well. So, system administration involves the management and maintenance of computer systems, networks, and servers to ensure they function efficiently and securely. So It's the responsibility of a system administrator to ensure that all the computer systems, all the networks and servers in an organization are functioning effectively and also securely. Then who is a system administrator? A system administrator are the IT professionals responsible for maintaining an organization's IT infrastructure. They are responsible for maintaining an IT or an organization's IT infrastructure. So, can we see this diagram? I know some of us will have seen this before. So, this is a server, or they are servers. So we have the desktop or tabletop type server, and we have this other one that looks like a flat edge. But these are diagram of a server. Okay, I put this diagram here. Dell. You see Power Edge RS or R510. These are powerful servers. This is the major responsibility of a system administrator. They set up these servers. They install operating system inside this server. Now, there are different, we have what we call, there are operating system that we talk about, that we have Windows, we have Linux, we have Mac OS. Now, there is a server operating system and there is a client operating system. Most of the one we are using on our laptops, they are the client operating system. But when you now look at the server aspect, that is where this kind of, you install on this kind of systems. So system administrators, often referred to as sysadmin, we call them sysadmin or system admins. Sysadmins are responsible for the configuration, upkeep, and reliable operation of computer system, especially multi-user computers like servers. Why do we call it multi-users? That everybody can come into that same system and begin to work. So what is a server? A server is a computer system that provides services to the users or to the clients. A server is a computer system that provides services to the client or to the users. Does anyone have any question before we move on? Okay, if there's none, so I've shared this picture with us. This is a server. Now, on this server, you can install any operating system of your choice. You can choose to install a Windows server. Let me see if I can have that. Okay, this is a Windows server. Now I have another picture here. You see Windows. You see it on the left, to your left, and you see Linux. So you will see a Windows diagram that has like four rectangles or squares. Why a more like a bird or a pigeon diagram to represent Linux? And like I've told us before, if we are going to go far in as a system administrator or a cloud engineer or a DevOps engineer, we need to understand Linux, because Linux is the fundamental on which almost all cloud infrastructures run on. So, as a system administrator, you need to understand how to install Windows servers, how to install Linux server. So, let's move back to where we're coming from. So, we said a system administrator, we often call them as sysadmins. They are responsible for the configuration, the upkeep, and they are responsible for the configuration, the upkeep, and reliable operation of computer systems, especially multi-user computers like servers. And we have this diagram here, beautiful one. And this is another type of server. It's still the same model, which is from the same vendor, Dell. Okay, so this is the tabletop. What are the key responsibilities of a system administrator? Number one, installation and configuration. So they are responsible for installing and configuring servers, softwares, hardware, and OS. When we say OS now, it could be what? Windows. It could be Linux. So these are the two major operating systems that a system administrator will be working with. Will be dealing with the installation and their configuration. Number two, setting up new user accounts and workstations on the domain controller. So when you set up a Windows server, there is what we call domain controller. It is on that domain controller that you are going to set people. Okay, somebody means, yes, somebody asked a question. Does OS means operating system? Yes, fantastic. That is it. OS means operating system. When you are talking in computer or you are talking in technology, most of the time, OS, especially when it relates to system administration, you are talking about operating system. Thank you for that question. Okay, so they install those operating systems. Now, if you get a system, there are some people that build systems. When we say system here, your PC, your laptop, or your desktop, some people will go to the market, they will buy the hardware, all the components separately, and they begin to couple it together. They will now buy a CD that has an operating system and put it inside. And it is what that operating system that they put inside that will determine what it will run with. Just like we have some company in Nigeria that they produce tricycle. But meanwhile, what they do is they import the different parts of the tricycle abroad. And when they do, what they do here in Nigeria is to assemble them. So when they assemble those different parts, and they can now put their own label on it and say, oh, produced in China but assembled in Nigeria. They could say so. Now, one of the major, which is the major, not even one of the major responsibility of a system administrator is to ensure the installing and the configuring of servers, softwares, hardware, and operating system. Then setting up new users, accounts, and workstations on the domain controller. Many people have to work in the office, so they set up the new users account. Maintenance. What do they do? They perform regular system updates and backups. That is what happens. Every day there are new malwares. When we say malwares now, viruses that can attack the system, that can attack a server. So their responsibility is also to ensure that they are carrying out regular updates and backups. Why do we need backups? If the system crash, you can pick the backup to bring it up again. Ensuring all systems are secure and running smoothly. That is the responsibility of a system administrator. So we have Windows Server, which is the most times that small organizations or some big organizations as well use in their environment. Number four responsibility of a system administrator involves monitoring, continuously monitoring system performance and troubleshooting issues. If there is any issue, it is the system administrator that will quickly point it out and quickly work to resolve. If it's not the one to resolve it, he quickly escalates to the necessary department that will ensure such issues are resolved. Number five, managing and maintaining network infrastructure. So, like we said, they are more like a system manager, and they ensure that the network of the infrastructure are running smoothly. Security, implementing and managing security protocols to protect systems and data. So sometimes you have storage areas. Now, as a system administrator, you could be the one to ensure that data, you set up a server for storage. Now, when you are storing information there, you could be storing bank transactions, business proposals of your company with other companies that are worth millions or billions of naira or dollars. Now, some people might want to hack that server and steal information from there. Remember, we've talked about cybersecurity. Sometimes it is not just about stopping you from working. Sometimes they want to steal valuable information. So you must ensure that there are security protocols that ensure that data are not stolen. And if data are stolen, you put an encryption on it that it cannot be decrypted. If you have questions, you can be typing it. I'll pick it up from the chat box and relate with us. So responding to security breaches and system vulnerability, that is happening almost everywhere in the world. Some few months ago, there was a security breach on a Cisco VPN device. So what happens is, what we call VPN device is this: everybody works from home, but there is a device that you can configure that with username and password, that once you turn on your VPN client on your laptop, you put the username and your password, and you can connect to your office infrastructure from home like you are in the office. So there was a virus that was injected, and it could breach the Cisco device, and it breached the Cisco device, and there was people were able to steal information from companies. So how do you respond to such security breaches? Firstly, you've got to shut down the server. When you shut down the server, stop every system that you can see that they have been using for we call it C2, command and control. If you are going to cybersecurity, you will continue to understand that better. There's what we call C2, command and control, or CNC. What happens is, when the hacker or the criminal, the cyber criminal or cyber attacker has gained access into the infrastructure, what it does is it will look for a particular system in that infrastructure and clone that system and begin to use that system as a medium of communication. So as he's talking from outside, he will be talking to that system, and that system will now be talking to the other systems in the infrastructure. So the first thing you do is to, for those kind of system, you isolate it from the network. When you isolate it from the network, you now begin to take your time to say, okay, somebody is asking a question. What is the difference between, give me a minute, let me check that question. Try to see the message. Okay. The person said, what is the difference between a cybersecurity engineer and a system administrator? Thank you very much. Now, the difference between a cybersecurity engineer and a system administrator is this. A system administrator works mainly with servers. Works what? Mainly with server. Is server. That Windows server or Linux server. It ensure that that server is protected. Why a cybersecurity engineer works with firewalls. Firewalls are what you put at the edge of your network to protect your network. It works with mainly firewalls and routers and switches. It ensures that the network is secured. That's the cybersecurity engineer. The cybersecurity engineer really do not have anything to do with server. But system administrator is working with servers. So you will see that when we are even taking diagram here, we are looking at servers. It ensures that this server is protected. It ensures that every user that is coming to take one resources or the other from this server is protected, and that the users do not steal things that they are not permitted to take from this server. Meanwhile, this server cannot communicate outside of the network without a a router, a gateway, or a firewall. So every complete organization, or I want to borrow that word complete, or an organization that want to really function effectively, we need to have a cybersecurity engineer, if not a cybersecurity engineer, but as a network engineer that has security knowledge, and a system administrator. Because the system, but sometimes in Nigeria, they will employ one or two people and expect them to do the whole work. So that is why having knowledge of everything is important. However, you must major in one. Do we understand that? The person that asked that, please, I want to believe we understand that now. So, a cybersecurity engineer is majorly to secure the network, and he works mainly with firewalls, work mainly with routers and switches. Why a system administrator works mainly with servers, with end users, with laptops, to ensure the end users are working endpoint devices. All right, thank you. So we've looked at this picture before, that these are the two major servers that a system administrator on a day-to-day will be working with: a Windows server or a Linux server. What are the other role or things that a system admin or sysadmin does? Support, providing technical support and training to users, is the one that will tell the user, okay, this is your login, this is your username and your password. This is what you have to do. If you see this, if your system behave this way, this is what you have to do. Or please call me if you notice anything. So they provide technical support and training to end users. Managing help desk tickets and resolving user issues is still like technical support. Documentation, they keep detailed records of system configuration and maintenance activities. That is their responsibilities. If they are going to carry out a maintenance, they send out notification to all the users, carrying the stakeholders along, and say we are going to be carrying out a maintenance on the server, and it's going to take so time and so time, and or many this also hours, and when we are done, we will also send message across. Creating and updating manuals and procedures for system use and troubleshooting. So as a system administrator, if in a big organization you can have a system administrator that are not one, you can have like two, three, four. One will be at the core, attending to the server requests, maybe creating of users, while another one is the one that will be implementing the policies on the users. So the person that has less work will be the one that will be creating the manual through which some things can be done, or the process to bring new users on board. What are the skills that are required to be a system administrator? Technical expertise in operating systems and softwares such as Windows and Linux. You must have the understanding of operating systems. Now, I know as we're having these classes, there are things that will begin to come to your mind, which is the whole essence of quickly going through all of these career paths, so that when we now find things and we begin to, when you now have a foundational knowledge of networking, you can now decide, where do I want to really major in? Now that I have a foundational knowledge of networking, oh, I want to go to cyber administration. Oh, I want to go to DevOps. Oh, I want to go to cloud computing. Oh, I want to go to software development. Oh, I want to go to web designing, programming. It's now left for you, and we can begin to take it up from there. So number two things is problem solving and troubleshooting ability. I have a boss. I really appreciate him for the skills of troubleshooting. He would tell me and say, when you are troubleshooting, don't take it from the list. Don't always assume, oh, it cannot be this issue. He'll say, start from the basis, which is how troubleshooting should be. Oh, layer one. Have you solved it? Have you sure that, oh, it's not a layer one issue? Oh, the person say I cannot log in. Okay, sir, what password? Are you sure that you are using the correct password? Okay, can you type the password in a notepad, copy it and paste and check, be sure, you know? So that I say, if the person say I cannot log in, oh, maybe they've hacked the system now. You are quickly isolating the system. You've not even done any check. Okay, so knowledge of network and system security protocol. You can see now, always network, always network. Knowledge of network and system protocol. What are the daily tasks of a system administrator or a sysadmin? System monitoring and performance tuning. Okay, so you come in, you check, is everything fine? Is everybody working fine? You look at the CPU resources of the server. Hope we are not maxing out. Hope the server is still able to carry the load of all the users. You keep backup and recovery management. Now you have a regular backup of the whole infrastructure in case there is a power surge and the whole system crashed. You can pick your backup and set up your server in few minutes or hours at most, or a day. So it's about having backups, user support and training. These are the day-to-day tasks. Why the long-term task is planning and implementing IT projects. This is the responsibility of a server administrator or system administrator. We sometimes we call them server administrator, but they are the one that plan and implement IT projects, evaluating and integrating new technologies. Oh, they say now there is Windows uh, server that we can deploy in Azure in the cloud. Before they are running on-prem, maybe private cloud. Now they want to go public, or they want to begin to integrate hybrid. So when I say hybrid, who can tell me what does it mean? If I say I want to integrate hybrid uh, uh, technology in my infrastructure or hybrid cloud, what am I saying, or what does that mean? Anybody? Nobody? Nobody else? Nobody can explain to us what we mean by hybrid cloud? Okay, so let's go.
Okay. I think
Yes, you can talk.
I think the hybrid crowd, I think is the combination of both the private, and it enables the private and the public to use the, I think the server
Thank
on the
you so
network.
much. Fantastic. We're saying that when I want to integrate hybrid cloud, I have some resources in the private and I also want to take advantage of the public. So what you are trying to do is you want to take advantage of both private and public cloud technology, or private and public cloud infrastructure. So you have some of your servers that you want to remain in your private environment, in your own local area network, and you have some resources you want it to be in the cloud. That is what many organizations does today. So they keep some things because they are scared that this public cloud that we are talking about, we are saying that it's not totally secure. So things that are very crucial to them, they keep it in the private cloud. They don't want to put it in the public. But things that are just maybe day-to-day activities, they can put it in the public cloud and begin to use it. So thank you so much. That was a fantastic response. So, okay, I think the third one, ensuring compliance with security policy. This is very important. You must ensure that your servers are complying with the latest security patches, ensure that you are updating the server, ensure that you are updating user systems, and so on. How do I become a system administrator? Education. We've said bachelor's degree in computer science, information technology, or related field. And I keep telling us that this is not a disadvantage. As a matter of fact, it's an advantage, because what you have to now do is, if I didn't study computer science, if I didn't study information technology, what if it is economics that I studied? What if it is uh, biology? What if it is something entirely different, or accounting from? You will see how that time is what that does to you is you need to quickly upgrade yourself, write some certifications that we will talk about now. CompTIA M Plus, Microsoft certified, Azure administrator. I think in next month I'm already looking at taking CompTIA Security Plus. You see, so I will come and tell us about the experience and how sweet it is. I'm actually taking the course for 2 weeks, and normally it should be like for 3 months. But I'm taking it for 2 weeks, and I'm writing the exam in that 2 weeks. Now, what it does is it gives you confidence. It enables you to understand the technologies, how to use it, how to implement it. Okay, I think somebody is trying to give me a minute. Okay, sorry. So, relevant certification, we have the CompTIA N Plus, Network Plus. CompTIAs are one of the foundational vendors. They are not vendor specific. I will explain what I mean by vendor specific. Now, if you say you want to write CCNA, CCNA is attributed to Cisco alone. So we have CCNA, which is for Cisco devices. We have NTCNA, which is for Microtik devices, Microtik Certified Network Associate. We have JCNA, Juniper Certified Network Associate. So, but when you do CompTIA M Plus, for instance, Network Plus is a general knowledge of all the different vendors. So it is not vendor specific. So they are rated highly because they are not limited to just one place. They encompass everybody. All right. Experience, internship or entry level IT positions, hands-on experience with various operating systems and networks. Like I said, different operating systems. We are going to install, when we start doing virtualization, you will see how we can install both even Windows and install Linux on the same system. I showed us in our 2 classes ago that how I was running a VMware, and inside the VMware I was running another technology, EVNG, that we are going to be using for our networking classes. And in the EVNG, I can run another Windows, and I will run another Linux, and it will run smoothly on that same system. That is virtualization technology. And I was explaining something about Hyper-V, and also the technology that helps us to carry out virtualization, type 1 hypervisor and type 2 hypervisor. Don't worry, we're going to be looking at all of that in details as we progress. What are the skill development, continuous learning and certifications, developing expertise in specialized areas? You see now, what are these specialized areas? Cybersecurity and cloud computing. So there is, all of them are. So the first thing is get in with one. So what I this when I want to advise people, give counsel to people who are coming to tech, I said get in with one tech skill, either a network engineer or a cybersecurity engineer or a cloud computing engineer. Once you get in, then you can begin to build capacity in each of the different areas and begin to add to your skills, but you must major in one. What are the essential certifications? CompTIA A+, CompTIA N+, Microsoft Certified Azure Administrator, Red Hat Certified System Administrator. That's Red Hat. That is one of the topmost certification in Linux. Red Hat is one of the companies that provide Linux solution. So there are different variants of Linux. We have Kali-Linux, like I've told us. Kali-Linux are for people who are going to be doing cybersecurity, because that Linux device is what you can use to easily hack. It comes with hacking tools already embedded inside of it. So we have Kalenos, we have Ubuntu, we have CentOS. So CentOS is the one that the Red Hat people had, customized and used for administration. So we have Cisco Certified Network Associate. These are some of the certifications we can take for the career path of system administrator. So, benefit of certification, what it does is it validates expertise and skills. It helps you to, gain confidence and professionalism. It enhances career opportunities and salary potential. So some jobs, they say, oh, even though you have the expertise, even though you can install Windows Server, you can do all of these things. They want to be sure that, okay, you have this particular certification before they will talk of employing you. So career opportunities in system administration. Its entry level position involves junior system administrator, IT support specialist, and the mid levels system administrator, network administrator, IT manager, advanced position senior system administrator, IT director, CIO, chief information officer, we have COO and many more. So now look at the sectors that needs to employ system administrator. The sectors involve what? Information technology, finance. You can see now. So if you study accounting now, and you now come into a finance company, and you are coming in as their system administrator, you already understand all of their financial informations. You know the one that are critical. So you are coming, they will even rate you higher. Oh, he already understand how critical some financial transactions are. And now he has the knowledge of system administrator and is going to be the one to be managing our information. Healthcare, you can see, oh, what I did is botany or is zoology. So they need a system administrator there as well. Education in the school, you need a system administrator to ensure that all the computer systems, all the users, there are some schools that are already upgrading themselves. If you are looking at, oh, I want to upgrade my school, I want to change. Some schools now, they are going fully tech. Remember, during the COVID that happened has changed the face of so many things. So some schools want to be able to do online classes. All the children are okay. Look at the cholera outbreak that is happening in Lagos. Some parents may not want to send their children to school, physical school, and they say, okay, don't you people have online classes? So they need a system administrator that can set up the systems and ensure that, oh, they can connect remotely, and as they connect remotely, it is secured. Okay, government and many more. What are the future trends in system administration? The emerging trends involves cloud computing, which we've discussed, automation. Anytime you hear the word automation, it's talking about how to repeatedly, any repeated task that we intend to do, how we can do it faster and quicker than ever. Okay, cybersecurity. Okay, automation and AI. AI is artificial intelligence. We can use artificial intelligence to do so many things which is happening in the tech world today. So these are the emerging trends, and you need to begin to align yourself as you are studying. You begin to see how you can incorporate these new trends into the knowledge of things that you are learning. Cybersecurity, IoT. I know some of us have heard about IoT, which is Internet of Things, that you can now almost connect every device in your house to the internet. Your lights, your bulb, your fan, everything. They are now beginning to produce things that can use your fridge. So you can talk to Alexa, for instance, and say, Alexa, turn on the fridge. And it will turn on the fridge without you having to go there. Alexa, turn on the street light, turn on the sitting room's light, turn on, as you are leaving. You can set it up that, okay, as I am leaving the sitting room, it should automatically off the light of the sitting room. These are what IoT is all about. impact of system administration. Shift towards cloud-based infrastructure. So that's what is happening now. They are not just saying, oh, I want you to be able to set up server like this physical server. You know, this is the physical server here. This is the physical server. But now, we don't want to buy server this way. We want to be able to just set it up in the cloud. I just open AWS console or Azure web console and set up a server. So that is the new things that are happening, and you need to upgrade yourself. That's why shift towards cloud-based infrastructure, increased focus on security and data protection. Now you cannot just say I can set up users, I can set up server, and that's all. You must learn security. You must learn how to protect data that are inside that server. So it's not enough to say, oh, I've built my house. You need to put in gates. You need to ensure you buy padlock. When you put padlock again, oh, maybe it's not enough. You need to employ a security man. Or you need to go and buy security dogs, right? I know some of us, we have security dogs. What is the intention of buying security dogs? It's still for us to ensure that our house, our compound are secured. So all of those measures of securing our physical building is the same method that you need to deploy as a system administrator to also secure your server, to also secure your infrastructure. Growing need for automation skill. I can overemphasize this. Automation skills. How to automate repetitive tasks. In summary, system administrator is a critical role in managing and securing IT infrastructure. It requires a mix of education, certification, and hands-on experience. And system administration offers diverse career opportunities across various industries. So continuous learning and adaptability are key to success in this field. Continuous learning. That is what I call the what? Growth mindset. The growth mindset. Saying, I am not satisfied with where I am. I want to improve. I want to keep learning. I want to keep improving. And that is the end of today's class. Any question? Okay, somebody is raising up hand. Yeah, please ask your question.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Um, you said if I want to be a system and administrator, is it not compulsory for me to need a bachelor degree in computer science? Like, it's not compulsory.
It's not compulsory, but it's going to be an advantage if you have it. Because some job might specify that, oh, you should have a computer science, a degree in computer science. You know, in schools whereby you can be having some people will say electrical, electronics, and information technology. Oh, fantastic. You could just add it. Information, if you are still trying to, you could just put information technology. All you need to do is to have information technology added to your whatever is the major thing that you want to do. So you could be, but if you feel, oh, this is a career I've seen myself, I can, oh, fantastic. So you could just say, okay, let me go for computer science, or let me go for computer engineering, or go for information technology, or go for software development. But it is not compulsory. I have friends like my colleague in the office that is our server system administrator, actually study physics. He studied physics in the higher institution. So, and he's our system administrator. So it can't stop you. Okay, it can't. Any other question?
Yes, sir.
Okay, please go ahead.
So you mentioned Internet of Things,
Okay.
IoT.
Yeah.
And you said, I don't understand it, Sha.
Okay. So I will explain that. Like people who are using iPhone now, hmm? There are some people that are using iPhone. There is a software inside that iPhone that is called Siri. You can ask almost any question from that software. Oh, Siri, what is the time in Canada? And it will tell you. Oh, Siri, what is the appointment that I have in so so? And it will tell you. There is a gadget we call Alexa. You can install it in your house. When you install it, you incorporate all of your gadgets into it, and you can tell that gadget. And when you come home, if you mistakenly put your key somewhere, the Alexa can tell you where you drop your key. It can tell you almost anything. You can tell it to on your fridge for you, on the light, switch off the light, do so many. That's what we call Internet of Things, whereby almost all gadgets are beginning to become internet enabled. You can connect almost everything to the internet. That is what IoT is actually talking about.
Okay, sir.
All right. Any other question? Okay. Do you have anyone have questions? I'm going through our chat now to see if anyone has dropped any.
Yeah,
Okay, please go ahead.
sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, you mentioned backing up of system and all of that. So my question actually is, how often should a system administrator back up a server?
Fantastic. I like this. Now, how often should I back up my servers? Now, you see where we talk about, if you look at the slide I am sharing now, the last sentence say growing need for automation skills. Now, normally you should back up your server every day. And you see that is going to be very tedious, right? Because you want to monitor users, you want to
Yes.
monitor the infrastructure, so you need to set up an automation tool, a script. You can write a script that will be helping you to do that backup every day. So even if you did not come to work, the script will run by the end of the day, maybe every 12 midnight it should run. So it will back up all the server from the day you have installed it till 12 midnight of yesterday. So if anything's crash now, you will know that you still have the server working from the day of installation till yesterday.
Okay.
So do you
All
understand
right.
now?
Thank you very
You're
much.
welcome.
Yes, sir.
Now, questions are what will help us to be able to explain some things. So you write the script on the server, especially on Linux server. You can write a script that should be running at. If you want it to be backing it up every 10 minutes, it will be backing it up for you. But the challenge is, you remember that if you are doing backup, the backup you have to be saving it in another place. So you need to look at storage.
Okay.
It's another thing. So if you go and get a storage space in the cloud where you are storing the backups, because you cannot, have you not seen it? Now look at it. I like this question now. Imagine if you are doing backup and you are saving the backup inside that same server. Do you understand this? Now, there was an issue that happened in a company.
Yes, sir.
There was an issue that happened in a company. You have a computer. You are saving the backup of that computer inside that same computer. If the computer crashed, will you have access to the backup? No.
No, sir.
Because the same server is where so the best thing is what? You are going to have the backup saved in a what? In a separate location. Sometimes far from even your own data center. So sometimes you save your backup in the cloud or in another data center. So if anything happens to your infrastructure, maybe fire outbreak, maybe anything which can happen, you can now quickly go back to that other infrastructure or the data center and get the backup, and you can set up your new server. So backup is supposed to happen every day. All right. Any question,
Right.
please?
Thank you very much,
You're
sir.
welcome. You're welcome. Is there any other question? So if there is no any other question, we want to say thank you everyone for coming to class today, and do have a wonderful evening. Can we confirm if we can have tomorrow and close up this tech, and so that we can start by weekend, we can start networking class. So can we meet tomorrow, same time, 12:30?
Yes, sir.
All right. I've gotten one.
Yes, sir. It's okay, sir.
Okay, it's okay, sir. All right, good. So we meet tomorrow, 12:30. Do have a wonderful afternoon. And bye.
Right. Thank you
Thank you,
very
sir.
much.
You're
Bye, sir.
welcome.
Thank you,
Right.